eres el amor que elimina. That I love you. I would say that having a schedule is an absolute necessity. What motivates me? I'm lucky enough to be in a position in life where a lot of the things that are considered work, I get joy out of. I don't necessarily require too much motivation. I can lose motivation. It's always a challenge to overcome that, but I'm just like you guys, really. I know it seems distant because you're watching this on a video or you see me on a screen and you sort of disassociate, but I'm just like you guys. So I have motivation, I lose motivation, I'm just working with what I got. Managing my time, it's easy because I love all the things that I do and I'm very lucky to be in that position. But I would say a schedule. Didn't have a schedule, I would not get anything done. To work something out, I generally turn to music and write a song out of it, and that's about it. Nothing else is really therapy. Thank you. My day's been good so far. I started off the day with coffee and toast, worked on production for Without You, checked up on Instagram, made myself some lunch, and now I'm making a YouTube video. So, I'm pretending to time jump, and it is. I would say that the first few episodes of Umbrella Academy, I didn't really do a good job because I was really learning on my feet. I came from 4 years of comedy, so you learn how to be a good actor, but not necessarily how to be a good dramatic actor. So working alongside Ellen Page for my very first scene, it set the bar high enough that there was always a constant challenge, there was always a constant push to make sure that I not only did the character justice, but that I also just portrayed someone authentically, and that it wasn't a character, it was an actual person. I pulled it off because of the people that I'm working with. If I wasn't surrounded with such an incredible cast and crew, the show wouldn't be what it is. My performance would not be what it was. It was the fact that I could learn from everybody around me that allowed me to have some semblance of an okay performance with such a complex and rich character. Sometimes there's something really rhythmically appealing about the dialogue. Other times it's a fight scene and learning the choreography for that. One of the most fun scenes to portray was the paradox psychosis because not only was there a bunch of different layers to how I wanted to portray that, but I got to be loud in a way that Five is in the comic books, but never really is in the show. In the show, it's sort of this seriousness, and although he's doing these very energetic things, he doesn't necessarily shout and scream and be as aggressively loud as he is in the comic books. That outburst of him saying, "I'm the daddy here," was very, very fun to say because it just allowed me to shout and scream. And we also did a comic book reading for the Umbrella Academy comic books, and I got to actually portray that side of the character, and I realized how much I enjoyed screaming as number 5, because he doesn't really get to do that. Really interesting question. I don't know. I've never thought about it. I think he sleeps. He's probably not an easy sleeper due to all the trauma that he's been through. So there's probably a lot of PTSD nightmares that he has to deal with, but whatever he doesn't get through sleep, he makes up for with coffee. He'll just compensate. To get whatever energy he missed by not getting the sleep. Expectations, but they're always there more so as something to work towards, to motivate you, to challenge you. They're not necessarily to be expected. No way did I imagine that the show would get as big as it was, but I'd always hoped that other people would like the show as much as I did. I mean, I always found it interesting that we got to make this really weird and brilliant graphic novel into a show, and that they kept a lot of the weird elements. I'd never expected that I'd get to where I am. It just sort of happened. On-screen relationships are very much like what our off-screen relationships are. We as actors have spent about as much time with each other as the characters have as adults. So that dynamic that you see on screen, that continues after the cameras stop rolling. I think he'd be an interesting friend, but I don't know that number 5 would really want to be friends with a 16-year-old. What musical album have you heard the most in your life? I Love You Too Much. Thank you very much. I grew up on a live album by John Mayer called Where the Light Is, so I've probably heard that more than anything else. Okay, I think we're done. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. I'll see you next week. Love you guys. Bye.